you really want to know what makes it go, what takes it high or sends it low down, well, you can work it out if you just learn about the way things work. If you really want to know how it can ride or bump and jump or glide and slide, you ought to take a little look inside the way things work and watch the thingamabob that turns the knob, that makes the jigger jig, that turns the thingamajig, that pulls the trigger, that makes the digger dig. If you really want to know how it can fly without a wing or string to tie with, you find the same simple rules apply with the way things work.
From my very first visit to Mammoth Island, it was obvious that every mammoth's favourite pastime was to graze on rich pasture and pluck juicy leaves from the trees. Unfortunately, grass doesn't grow as quickly as a mammoth can graze, which is why the human inhabitants of Mammoth Island came up with the Great Mammoth Drive.
Yee-haw! Right, you mammoths! Fresh pasture dead ahead!
Every year, the islanders would herd the mammoths towards fresh pasture on the far side of a nearby mountain range. It was a magnificent, stirring sight. To reach the pastures on the other side of the mountains, the mammoths had to be guided through the maze of canyons that ran between the mountains. This was difficult enough at the best of times. But this time, it was about to get much harder.
You're all right, Panda?
Despite their size, mammoths are timid creatures and easily startled. Before we knew it, we had a stampede on our hands.
Whoa! Mammoth! Whoa! Oh! Oh! Hey, you mammoths! Come back!
It's no good. We'll have to wait till they've calmed down.
And it's not going to be easy finding them in all these canyons.
You okay, Troy?
He's okay. Just a little dazed.
Just a little, Olive. Oh.
I don't understand what just happened. It sounded like lots of cannons went off.
It's not my fault. All I did was sneeze.
The reason Brenda's sneeze sounded so loud is due to a phenomenon called reverberation.
Funny, I thought it was a phenomenon called dust up my nose.
That's right, Brenda. The dust up your nose caused you to sneeze. When Brenda sneezed, she caused the air around her to vibrate. The same thing happens when anything makes a sound. The vibrations are called sound waves. You might like to think of them as being a bit like the ripples caused when you drop a pebble into a pond. When these sound waves hit a solid object, such as a wall of this canyon, they bounce back. This is called an echo. If this happens more than once, the echoes add up, making the sound louder. You'll hear the same effect if you shout into a bucket.
Yeah, but who wants to go round shouting into buckets?
Troy's got a point. We ought to be tracking down those mammoths.
Poor thing sounds lost. It came from over there. Don't you worry. We'll soon have you back with the others. Oh, that's odd. I'm sure the sound came from down here.
These are all we could find. The rest of the herd's still lost.
It was strange. I'd hear a mammoth, follow the noise, but the mammoth wouldn't be there.
Ah, that's because echoes don't just bounce straight back the way they came, Pillbeam. They also bounce off at angles, which means they can go round corners and confuse anyone who hears them.
But if sound waves are always bouncing off things, why don't they bounce off us?
That's a very good question, Olive. Our ears make use of the fact that sound is simply a vibration in the air which enables us to hear. To demonstrate how, I first need some sound waves. Ah, perfect. When any sound reaches our ear, it is channeled down the ear canal. The funny twists and turns concentrate the sound. That's why our ears are such a funny shape. And at the other end of the ear canal, the sound waves hit the eardrum and cause it to vibrate. Let's take a look inside. Here, in the inner ear, these, the tiniest bones in the human body, pick up the vibrations and pass them to the cochlea. From there, they are turned into electrical signals and are transmitted along the auditory nerve to the brain. That's when we actually hear the sound. All the different parts of the ear are incredibly delicate.
Electrical signals. That's a good idea.
What we need is noise. That will let the mammoths know where we are. I've got an idea. I'll be right back.
Oh dear, I hope Pillbeam's not going to do anything silly.
Pillbeam? Silly? You can count on it.
Hey, Mum. Dad's not silly, just a little different.
Troy, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, good.
Here we are, Frank. Let's attract the mammoth's attention with some drumming. They'll soon find their way back to us, so we won't have to go looking for them.
Well, Pillbeam, it's an idea. I'm not sure the principles are that scientific, though. But no one was listening to me after they heard Pillbeam's idea. It was decided that Troy, being the strongest, should do the drumming. The sound of the drum echoed through the canyons. Hang on a second, Troy! Can you hear that?
Yes, it must be the mammoths.
It sounds like a lot of them.
Brenda was almost right. It was a lot, but it wasn't a lot of mammoths. Watch out!
Hello, everyone. I'm back. Oh, sorry for nipping off, but I had an idea. Hey, where is everybody?
Here we are. We had a bit of an experience.
Yes, my drum didn't quite do the trick. Troy's a great drummer, though. Troy?
Over here, Dad. I'm all right. Your drum isn't. This is all that's left. Sorry.
That drum skin is just what I need. Can I borrow it, Uncle Pillbeam?
Course you can, Olive. What's it for?
Well, I got to thinking about how our eardrums vibrate when sound waves hit them. And I wondered if there was some way of reversing the process and maybe making the sounds louder.
Louder? Oh, I'm not sure I like the sound of that.
I knew I'd need something to pick up the sounds we made, a bit like a mechanical ear.
I think I know just what you mean, Olive. Olive was describing a microphone, which works in a similar way to our ears by changing sound into electricity, like this. 1, 2, 3, When the microphone is plugged in, any sound waves which reach it cause the diaphragm to move, just like our eardrums vibrate when we hear something. Yeah. This causes the electrical components inside the microphone to create an output signal. Instead of an auditory nerve, the microphone transmits its signal along a wire to an amplifier. An amplifier uses the signal from the microphone to regulate the flow of a much stronger electrical current, which might come from a battery or the mains. This stronger current then drives a loudspeaker, which uses a cone, diaphragm, or skin to reproduce the original sound, only much louder than before. The islanders assembled everything we needed to build a primitive microphone, amplifier, and loudspeaker. Only one thing was missing: the skin for the loudspeaker. And the skin from Pilbeam's drum was a perfect fit.
There! Done it!
It all looks very clever, Olive, but where are you going to find any electricity out here? It doesn't grow on trees, you know.
Don't worry, Auntie Brenda. It's sorted. I'm using Troy power. Now all we need is a sound the other mammoths will recognise.
Me too!
So can I, and I've heard it before. Run!
There's no need to do that. It's only mammoths on the move. The lost mammoths had answered the amplified call. I found the way back to the pasture.
That's lucky, because we found our mammoth herd.